You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.
It is What's Hot with Shamai Cook. I am Shamai Cook. I got my special guest co-host Caleb Bill in the building. How you doing, Caleb?
You know, we're still here.
We're still here. We're still in the number. And we got a special guest in the building today. He's a former mass communication student. He's a NCCU alumni. He's here all the way from L.A., Los Angeles, the City of Angels. It's Tyler Fisher in the building. How you doing, Tyler? Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Man, it's my pleasure to be on the show. Thank you guys both for taking our time to interview me. We can jump into this great discussion today.
Thank you so much. First of all, how are you doing? How is LA? How is life after college? Being an alumni of like you said, the illustrious North Carolina,
the Eagles, the Nest.
Yes, North Carolina Central University.
I'll say the main thing is adjusting to time management.
Okay.
When you're in school, you're able to just go by a schedule. When you're out in the real world, it's more so maintaining your own schedule and your time management, and that's certain skills you can build while you're in college. So I'll say the main thing is time management and direction, because there's so many options and ways you can go with your career, and just really doing something you love is kind of the goal for me.
So you are, like I said, recently a graduate of NCCU. Can you talk about your experience as a student here?
My experience as a student at Central, man, it was a very eventful 4.5 years. I graduated a semester late because I switched majors.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I had failed accounting. But I will say, overall, just being exposed to the different outside extracurricular activities NCCU has, like the writing studio, like being a part of organizations, volunteering, internship programs. It's been great to learn along the way and fail forward, because in the beginning I didn't really know what direction I wanted to go, but me putting myself out there, meeting new people, exposing myself and failing forward kind of allowed me to grow and be able to find kind of like my niche and what direction I wanted to go.
Gotcha. Why did you choose Mass Comm?
Mass Comm, I heard this thing by Warren Buffett. He said if you can increase your communication, you increase your value by 15%.
Wow. Okay.
And aside from that, I was in business, and I didn't like really. I wasn't really. It wasn't. I love business, but I didn't love the business classes. So I wanted to be able to communicate my brand, who I was, and be able to fluently get better in my writing and my speaking. So I felt like Mass Comm was the best option for my career path.
Gotcha.
Because overall, I wear a lot of hats, but I just tell people that I'm a storyteller. So, and able to tell stories effectively and then powerfully, I would say Mass Comm was just like, it was just the right fit, and I don't regret it at all.
Storytelling. You just said storytelling. How important storytelling is to you? What's the importance of storytelling? As you're an author, we're gonna get into that a little later. But what's the importance of storytelling?
For me, the importance of storytelling is really the ability to connect with another person with similar stories, because we all have similar stories. And they can empower us, they can keep us moving. So I think stories connect us all, because everybody in this room has a story, and just being able to tell your story, whatever medium, whether it's clothing, whether it's poetry, whether it's a book, whether it's film, whether it's business, I think
absolutely.
Just being in that space of telling stories can uplift a community, can uplift relationships. So I just love storytelling.
Got any questions, Caleb?
Yeah, so my question is going to be, so you came to Central. Did you come here your first year? Like, this the only school you went to?
Yeah, Central was the only school I went to. I was considering a couple other schools, but Central was kind of like my main focus because of the family environment. They just came off a 3P. I was thinking about walking on to play football again. So the football team was going good, and it just felt like a place I can grow as a person. So Central was the only place that I. And
then now, so just looking back on that experience, just what are some of the key things you think that Central gave you, key tools that you use on the day-to-day now, or that you may just use here and there that help you be successful?
Good question. Great question.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good question. I would say, but really time management, man. You can make more money, but you can't make more time. So when you're out in the world, you want to be able to manage your time wisely, because you can look up one day and be 30 and your whole life slip away. So I think Central has not only been able to teach me time management skills, but leadership skills, stepping in the roles of community service, the hierarchy of the organizations, and just being able to lead in spaces where you can have an impact. So I'll say leadership and time management is things Central has given to me.
Absolutely. So you talk about time management. I was watching one of your videos on your YouTube channel, and you said, quote, time management is the key in success for college, right? Can you talk about how important time management as a college student, you know, in undergrad, how important is time management?
Time management is literally like make or break it, because like I said earlier, you can make more money, but you can't make more time. So in that sense, you don't want to get to your senior year of college and not have nothing to show for it. So for while you're in school, joining organizations, being on time for class, having, for me, I have a planner with me. I carry it everywhere I go. I plan out my weeks, my priorities. I always try to set my priorities first. So just being able to have your priorities first, and set that standard of I'm blocking out this time to knock out this stuff, because I always tell people, like, even though I had fun and went to a couple parties and whatnot, you can't really put partying on your resume. So once you graduate,
you did see that.
Once you graduate, what do you have to show for, you know? So I wanted to be able to maximize my time, and just be a steward of my time. So yeah,
you know, you are an author of 3 books. Can you please tell us the importance, the inspiration behind you writing these books?
Oh yeah. So it all started with my first book, Cardiac Cardinals. It's available on Amazon, by the way.
Good tag, good plug. I like that. Okay.
Cardiac Cardinals was a book about finding my identity through the adversity that I went through high school football and growing up homeless and in shelter and living in poverty. So I knew a lot of athletes who got injured after high school, and they put their whole identity into being an athlete, and once that was lost, it was more so depression hit, identity crisis. So it was just really, I wanted to share my story. I had to be vulnerable of my dream of getting my family out of poverty through football, and my dreams and my dreams being deferred. It's a poem by Langston Hughes called Dream Deferred, and he talks about your dream pivoting in different directions, but still being able to have a vision for yourself. So for me, being able to share that story and vision with other ex-athletes or people who've lost or gained anything in situations where they feel like they lost their identity. So I wanted to just share my story in that sense, to be able to tell people your story is not finished. The things we go through is all for God's glory. So being able to walk into your true path that God has set for you, it's going to be trials and tribulations, but charge it to the game and just trust in God.
So I have a question too. So you talk about how you wanted to play football in college, and that was your dream. I feel like a lot of people just getting their family out of whatever situation they're in. So at what time or what point in your life did you say, okay, this is not what's going to get them out, I have to choose a different route?
I think it was because I even had attempts to go into football outside of when I got rehabilitated my leg, because I broke my fibula and tibia. I had 7 screws and 1 plate on one side, 3 screws and 1 plate on the other side. So I wasn't able to walk for 3 to 6 months in that time period. So it was a lot of reflection and depression. But outside of that, Inky Johnson, this motivational speaker, said everything you do cannot be about you, and that kind of transitioned my thinking into giving me hope that I have to do something.
Right.
So that quote really stuck with me, of just everything you do cannot be about you, because you're gonna hit something that in your life where if it's all about you, it's just you're not gonna have that drive, that energy to keep going if you make everything about you. So for me, I was an RA at the time. I think you could after your freshman year, you could be an RA. So I was an RA for the first time for that summer. I was getting free housing. I come from a background where I don't have a lot of finances, so getting free housing was big for me, and having somewhere to sleep was big for me. So I will say, having that free housing, releasing my book 2019 when I was 18 in August on the 28th. I was just in my storytelling path, so it was just like, I got to keep going this direction. And
Gotcha.
I still love the game of football. I just watched the Super Bowl.
We were just talking about the Super Bowl in the first hour.
I still have a love for the game, but it's a mutual respecting where I'm at in life, and being able to still make something out of my life, and show the other gifts that I have, because I didn't want to be limiting. God gives us a lot of gifts at different seasons of our life. So just being able to showcase all the gifts he's given me through storytelling, through acting. I'm getting into acting.
Wow.
Directing, writing, just all around. Like God has definitely blessed me. So I know that was a long-winded answer, but I'll say that the Inky Johnson quote, and just realizing that I can make a career path out of what I was already doing.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about football. Do you ever think about coaching?
Yes, man. I think about coaching. I not only think about coaching, I think of creating football films as well. So,
wow.
I'll say football films, and Toy Story is probably the only thing that can tear me up. Toy Story. But when I was going down that little garbage thing, that was about to get. I think that was three. That was three, man. With the bear, that was about to die. I was crying. I was like, "Yo, not Woody, not Buzz," But I do think about coaching. I do want to be able to get more acclimated in a professional setting to be able to have the right impact. But that's definitely an idea that I have for the future. Yeah.
Okay. Finding a job, after college is really tough. It's really tough to do after you graduate. What was your experience? Cause you live in LA.
Yes, sir.
You just graduated about a year ago. That's pretty fast. Right out of college.
Yeah.
What was your experience after you graduated finding a job?
Finding a job was tough, man. I was actually DoorDash. I had about 15 jobs before my first entertainment job.
Okay.
So I was just working at Chick-fil-A, Amazon, DoorDash, Publix, grocery stores, Carowinds. But during the time of graduation, I was still DoorDashing and Instacarting. So I was unemployed for 3 months outside of college.
Wow. Okay.
So still just trusting in God and Him directing my path. I was able to get into this program called HBCU in LA, and that's why I say a key thing for me within school was the access and the accessibility and networking, more so the education.
Wow,
because that
okay.
student title can get you in places that other things can't. So just leveraging your student title and being able to get into those internships, I had an opportunity to go out to in LA for the summer. It's a program called HBCU in LA, and it's a pipeline from HBCUs to the industry. So I was able to get into that program, and it just opened up a lot of doors. And from there, I was able to, with the help of, I have some family out in California too, so
okay.
that definitely helped as well. I have a cousin and an uncle out there, so just being able to lean on them and their connections and the connection that I was already building and getting into the program, that kind of launched me into just getting on set. If you're in entertainment, the main thing is getting on set, because everything is gig to gig. It's not really like a standard 9 to 5. So being able to get on set, I was able to PA for Basketball Wives last summer. This year they brought me on as an associate producer, so I will be going back to LA this weekend to start that. So just a new experience overall.
Talk about your experience working with those. That's entertainment. Reality TV is really big in culture, in Black culture. Is it Basketball Wives under Viacom?
VH1, VH1, Truly Entertainment. That whole experience was amazing. Just being able to see the back end of production, the drama up front and the back end. It was just an amazing experience. Learning the different roles that everybody has, because it reminds me of football. Like, everybody has to play their role to be able to make things successful.
So it's scripted, basically.
In a sense, it's organized is reality, but it's organized scripted. So these stories that they're telling, they're actually real stories. It's
Okay.
just the placement, and of course
Directed.
everything's fabricated
Okay,
for entertainment. But
that's say nothing you won't get in trouble for.
oh no,
Okay,
we're good.
Okay.
But for the 9 times out of 10, for the majority, it's their real lives. It's
Gotcha.
just
Okay.
they have to organize things so the production can go well. So it's really off the dome. Sometimes they give them certain beats they want to hit in their lives, like if they're going through a breakup, if they're raising kids, or so it's just they pinpoint things in their lives, and that's how they make the story flow.
What is one thing that you will one piece of advice that you will give to someone who who is in college or about to graduate to college?
One piece of advice?
Yes.
I would say it's so cliche, but man, like I would say what you call it is a who you know business. The entertainment business is a who you know. So being able to, like I said earlier, leverage your networking and leverage your social capital, because that will get you in doors that filling out an application really can't. And this is like real raw. Like I'm not gonna kind of filter it. Yeah, like really is really who you know and what you bring to the table. Like, because you can know people, but what do you bring to the table? So I think skill building now is very important, whether it's writing, speaking, communicating, sending good emails, taking good notes. Just really the fundamentals is so important in that industry, because I would say I'm gonna circle it back, but
Go ahead, yeah.
My one piece of advice is lean onto your networking and social capital and building your skills while you're in college.
What is one thing that I know we try not to live in regret, but what is one thing that you took for granted in college that when you got into the real world that you found out, oh man, I should have did that?
I'll say that cafeteria, man. that caf, man. It's always there. It's convenient, man. That real food, that real life, man, be having you hungry. Luckily, I got food stamps.
Eat better today. EBT.
you know it. Eat better today.
Yes.
So California is pretty. They have a pretty. It's expensive, so they have a lot of programs for you to be able to get government assistance. But really, I'll say, because you asked, what is something like I missed about college, or what's something I took for granted?
Yeah.
I'll say community.
Okay.
College, you can build a brand.
Yeah.
You can build a following. You can build a community. You can have like-minded people around your age. Because I mean, if I stayed in my hometown, I just would have been working at Amazon with people that, not everybody, but a lot of people, dreams are just died out. And here it's just like everybody's young, everybody has ambitions and goals. So just being able to be in a community where everybody's thinking forward and want to progress and want to graduate, not everybody but for the most part, just being in a community, a growth community, is kind of what I took for granted. Because out in the real world, you're gonna have to let your spirit and let your passion push through your environment, because not everybody has your vision. Not everybody has the goals that you have for yourself. So I would say this is a great place to cultivate a community of growth.
What's next for you?
What's next for me, man? I got a comic book I'm writing. I have a short film called Purpose Over Pleasure. Make sure y'all tune in on my YouTube channel at Fisher Studio Co.
You know Tubi's a good place.
Tubi's a good place. Yes. So I actually, crazy enough, I was at a networking event in LA, and it was one of the Tubi execs in the building. So like I said, networking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was a simple networking mixer. We played like a pitching movie game, and he was one of the people that got called in to come and help facilitate and help. So just being able to transition those networking skills from college to LA, that's a transferable skill. Like speaking to people is literally value in the skill. So and I commend you what you guys are doing, creating this community of conversation and fellowship. So y'all keep doing y'all thing, because it's going to translate once you guys graduate.
I appreciate you. Any more questions, Caleb?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask those 3 months when you graduated, like they're coming up for me and Shema here. So what were those 3 months like for you? Like, because you have some people who they might have a job here, some people may have a job there, some people may go on to get their doctorate and go on to grad school or this and that. So what were those 3 months like for you personally with everything else going on around you? Was it around after COVID? So what were those 3 months like for you?
Oh, those 3 months, man, it was, I ain't gonna lie, I was down, man, like mentally, because I was swamped with bills from I got an apartment off campus, I had a car bill. I just was swamped with so many bills, and I was still door dashing, I was still Instacarting, but I'm also trying to find my next move. I kind of knew about the HBCU LA situation, but you know, I applied like November, December, and I ain't hear nothing from them for 2-3 months. So it's just like everything is just up in the air. And so just really leaning on God and being able to steward my time with him, you know, I was able to continue what I was doing, door dashing and stuff, but he gave me peace in the sense of, you know, my steps are ordered, so don't worry about your current situation, because a lot of times we get caught up in the now, but it's all for God's glory to be able to put you in a position, because you know the God's always working in the background. You just got to give him time to work. So I will say, you know, it was hard work. I was door dashing 10-12 hours just to make ends meet. After college, because I was so involved in campus, that did take up a lot of my time, but I still value it to this day because I was able to do a lot of great things on campus. So I don't regret anything. And
it comes down to legacy too. That's a big thing for me. Legacy, your legacy. And if you go to like even when you graduate, the school wrote about you, and you know you were one in the university's official videos. And it comes down to legacy, and I commend you for that.
I appreciate that, sir.
Your legacy won't be forgotten here at Central, and you know whatever you go and your career. But I just want to commend you for that. Preparing for the interview, and that's why I said I got to have you on, because everybody has a story to tell, and it's Black History Month. We try to get Black voices to uplift, the culture, and when it comes to entertainment, and when it comes to us lifting each other. You're doing just that, and I commend you for that. Mr.
Look,
Fisher.
I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate both of you guys for doing your thing, man, because I'm trying to tell you guys, like, what you're doing now is going to translate into the future. So keep building this community, keep pushing out content, and keep creating conversations that need to be heard, not only in campus but in our community. So I do commend you guys as well for doing what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tyler. You can check out Tyler's books on Amazon. What was the name of the books?
Cardiac Cardinals, Fried Chicken and Yams, and Stay Fast, The Ambitious Affirmations. You can check me out. Just look me up on Google at Tyler Fisher, NCCU. My link should pop up there, or you can go to lulu.com for self-publishing, and my books will be on there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Up next is the hot question of the day. Here's Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red. It's What's Up with Shemai, Tyler Fisher, everybody. Thank you so much.
You're listening to What's Hot on NCCU AudioNet.